celebration. We are live on Sky Sports, and a very special welcome to the millions of viewers joining us around the world. It's time to meet the players. Ladies and gentlemen, two former Premier League champions collide. Firstly, would you please welcome from Den Haag in the Netherlands, the five-time champion of the world.
Sheffield plays host to the Darts, week 10 of the Betway Premier League. Sky Sports Darts, contact us on Twitter and Sky Sports on Instagram. Join the banter, join the thousands that are joining us every day. Fascinating opening match. A win for Barney puts him in contention. Defeat, and he's cut adrift, Wayne.
Yeah, well, as you said, the defeat would mean that he would be 5 points cut adrift, really, from those that are in 5th and 6th spot. And would it be too much to make up? You'd have to rely on all other results going his way to the end of the season. It's not impossible, but it'd be certainly difficult. Last year he pulled off a miracle to qualify for the playoffs. Can it be done again? Unlikely. And tonight he's playing James Wade. James, for me, has played some of the best darts we've seen him play on Sky Sports in this Premier League. I think he's played superbly well. What's been the reason for it? It's been his finishing. His 100-plus finishes have been superb, and those little two darters, his 58s and 56s, he hits better than most people. That's why he's right up there.
Let's head to commentary. John Part and Stuart Pike.
Thanks, Dave. So who will be tasting Steel City's success? Or will it be sorrow here on week 10 in Sheffield as the race for the O2 and the playoff really hots up? Wade plays twice. Raymond van Barneveld simply has to win. 5 points adrift of the playoff spots. 12 months ago, an incredible run. 6 wins and a draw in 7 saw him into the playoffs. It would take something akin
81
to what he achieved 12 months ago to get close this time round.
Yeah, I just feel like that's just too much to ask, even. And I think this match, unfortunately for Raymond, is much more about James Wade, and he's got 2 matches tonight. He needs to get 2 points, really, because he's not in the top 4. He's just under, but he's in the race, but he can't afford to go pointless
83
on his 2-match night.
Well, yes, James Wade, 2 wins, and he will feel he's well on the way to reaching those semi-finals. Wade, of course, finishes off the night later on against Phil Taylor.
Yeah, and this, I feel, is his better opportunity, not just because of where Raymond is in the standings and Phil, but historically, James just doesn't have much success against Phil. So really important for James to get 2 points here, and a double 12 for 81 out to double 6. So far ahead, not crucial, but it's a good sense of relief. Get that done. Don't leave a 6.
Game on.
12 darter jump, impressive indeed. James Wade still in regular touch with our friend Eric Bristow.
100.
He really does seem to have made a difference to his game. For me, more on the scoring. James Wade has always been one of the best finishers. That will never be called into question, and he's proved that time and time again in this Premier League. But James Wade's scoring for me has just gone up a notch.
Well, yeah, and that relationship with Eric, and that, you know, it wasn't going to work instantaneously, I don't think. You know, with overtime and more time, James, he'll learn and he'll get better from listening to Eric.
He will be a hard taskmaster, Mr. Bristow, that's for sure.
60.
James Wade admits, John, that it's done him the power good already.
Yeah, well, Eric's always brutally honest, so it's a good thing at most times when you're trying to analyze your game.
140.
He will call it as he sees it, Eric. So a dominant leg on throw for James Wade, and similar here for
140.
Van Barneveld.
136.
Needs a treble. Wade can put some pressure on here.
60.
Only 60. The ideal for Wade here is a 177. Well, he's got the one.
You can still leave 80 left. That'd be a lot of pressure.
Good darts, absolutely. He was so far ahead, Van Barneveld. There's pressure on the shot now.
Yeah, might only just get the one. Well, that's all he can get now for double 18 to hold his throw.
58.
It's a huge opportunity early in this match for James Wade to go ahead 2-0. He didn't expect this a few turns ago.
He was nigh on 200 points behind this for 2-0.
60.
He was a tad unlucky there because you could just see the dart flick the flight, didn't it? With the second dart in the single 20, he knows it as well. A rueful shake of the head from James Wade. Barney cleans up for 1-1.
Yeah, some relief for Barney because, well, it is crucial. He needs 2 points every time he appears. There's no other way back for him. He'll need probably results to go his way as well. Say Robert Thornton in the same boat, but even worse. But these guys that go up there to win, they're not giving anything away.
Well, with just 4 points on the board, you feel Thornton has to win every game.
I mean, to be fair, he started out and he had a bit of illness and everything else. He did very well just to survive Judgment Night. His bonus is almost an impossible task.
James Wade here. 4 games unbeaten in the Premier League. If he avoids defeat here, it will be his best run in the tournament for 7 years. That's how well he's playing. Loves 156, doesn't he, Raymond Van Barneveld?
Oh, and they're much easier out than 161. Don't need a bullseye.
140. You require 156.
6,500 here in Sheffield for week 10 of the Premier League.
140.
Good darts. Now pressure on James Wade. Barney left on 16 to break. Treble 19 for double 12. Double 12. Oh, yes. Well, that's classy. He does that so often. But in this situation, under that amount of pressure, that was outstanding.
Yeah, single the first dart to get the treble, and then dead in the middle of the bed of the double 12. Really special darts under pressure.
Well, I'm not sure how, but 3 legs all one on throw.
Quiet start to this leg, no troubles in the first 6 darts.
57.
Make that 9. James will be looking to now pull ahead. where he failed last turn. It's getting uglier.
Yeah, fair to say, it hasn't hit the heights just yet. Well, since the Premier League switched the format in 2013, you know, to 10 players and elimination, no player has won more games than Raymond van Barneveld in this 7-week period. And darts like that will help Barney. He has been the best player in the second half of the Premier League for the last 3 years in the league stage.
Well, he's good under pressure, and that's what tells there. And he's really needed a lot of wins last year, and he will this year.
But just to sum it up, 21 games in the last 3 years after Judgment Night for Barney. He's won 15, lost only 3. That's some record.
And against opponents who also are trying and needing positional points. So it's outstanding.
And that leaves double 16.
74.
He can afford it. With James way back 200. It's one treble at least.
Well, let's be honest, in the context
140
of the league, the way it stands, a draw is no good to either.
Yeah, well, let's put it this way though. James Wade can survive a draw. I don't think Raymond can.
To throw first. Game on.
I'm not convinced he survives with a win. It's just too far back. It's demanding perfection of himself. And as good as you said, his record's been, you know, can he maintain that? I mean, sometimes that's a pressure in itself. His record, I mean, in the last weeks of a Premier League.
$140.
8 140s for James Wade, Mr. Consistency again. In the Premier League early this year, of course, week 6 in Nottingham, Wade won 7-5. Oh, that was in and out. That was unlucky. Clipped the bottom wire.
You see it. Just got a bit of a bounce off between the flights.
Yeah, with the flight. Yeah, Wade winning 7-5 in their previous meeting this year.
57.
You may remember that Van Barneveld fought back from 5-1 down and then missed several darts in the deciding leg to snatch a point. And he's missed a few opportunities in the Premier League this year, Raymond, which is why he finds himself on only 7 points.
If it wasn't for that bounce out, Raymond would be on 100 left right now.
140.
He's done a great job, but he needs his long shot to try and break now of 160. And then when he needs a first few in, they won't go in.
100.
Still it's pressure.
64.
Treble 8 will be the target to leave tops. So single 16, tops it is to hold. Under pressure again. James Wade comes up with the goods.
Game on.
So far, excellent doubling in this match. And Raymond's really got the zone of the treble 20 figured out.
Well, they've both picked it up as well.
100.
Both averaging around 102. And the standard is certainly getting better. This is pretty good. Oh, unlucky.
Just the slightest of pauses on the action of the last dart there. And didn't quite get enough on it.
100.
I think when you're in that situation, you can't help but feel you're going for the 9-darter on that 6th dart to set it up.
100.
To lead 81 after 9 darts. Looking like 3-3.
Well, we
60.
really didn't say anything but draw in the predictions for this match at the open of the show. So hard to choose between these two great players.
49.
5 perfect darts. Finally leaves a double. Barneveld looking at double 16.
60.
For a 13 dart of it.
32.
More importantly, it's another hold of throw.
Game shot on the 6th leg.
3-3 it is. All 6 legs. One on throw. It's a rare event indeed in the Premier League that you get a 6-all draw when all 12 legs have gone with throw.
We could see that. We're halfway to it.
45.
Some nice averages there, just under 100, 98 apiece. And a lot of that down to some good doubling. There we see that. 50%, 60%. Pretty clinical.
140s from Wade. Impressive finishing from both.
60.
Yeah, James impressive in the 140s and Raymond impressive in the 180s. Could have had 3 really. It is just 2.
60.
What's the motivation for Van Barneveld these days, do you feel?
Well, as far as I can tell, his arm and his action are great.
135.
With the amount of darts they play here, for him, he wants to win the majors, and I think he keeps that motivation. He plays well at the big matches, the big times, so that's his motivation. He wants big trophies, big titles.
89.
He knows he's still capable, and that's evident, but I don't think he can run at his very best the whole year through, and he probably knows that.
139.
In the right times for the big tournaments.
That's just it. He has every confidence in his ability to play anybody. He's proven it playing Michael, who's world number 1 now.
Well, double 16.
80.
So a chance here for Van Barneveld. 1 treble will guarantee a dart at the bull. Another one of those will mean double 7. It is the bull for Barney.
97.
Whisker away.
32.
Yeah, I saw a hint of a sneer just as he threw it. I was loving that turn.
Shot on the 7th leg.
James doesn't flinch, simply puts the first dart in double 16 and says, let's get on with it, your turn.
I concur. I think a draw for Van Barneveld, in the grand scheme of things, not enough. Maybe for James Wade too. I just feel
45.
Both really have to win. Barneveld to stay in the race and James Wade to put pressure on the top 4.
Well, you know, as Wayne said at the top of the
49.
show, you really can't afford to lose points to those that aren't in the top 4. Anyone below you, if you're losing points there, it's going to be costly. So you're probably right about that. Draw for James would be bad as well.
100.
Significantly bad.
James Wade and Phil Taylor, the 2 men who are playing twice here in Sheffield,
100.
will line up in the final match of the night.
$60. 100.
Again, it's looking like another hold of throw, isn't it?
Very much so. It's almost been exaggerated in this match. There's been a couple of slight opportunities, but not much for breaks.
Well, he's gone single 12 for tops.
72.
Wasn't far away.
James Jurick 156.
No pressure, really.
60.
What it could have been
40.
on the shot. Of course, Wade capable of 96 and 2 quite easily. Still, Raymond to hold throw. It's double 10 now. Oh, it's getting slippery. Double 5.
Game shot the 8th leg. Raymond.
Great dart.
James to throw
Yeah,
first.
the heart would have been racing there, realizing that that could be a critical loss of a throw.
99.
At the end of this, the way it is so tight, one dart just may make all the difference.
Well, yeah, just one break, one dart.
100.
One treble a turn so far for the first 3 turns, and Raymond with 2 or 3 could push ahead. With none, Wade will relax.
45.
He will relax.
Well, he had that draw against Gary Anderson in Cardiff on Judgment Night. He was 4-1 up, and in the end, fortunate, he will feel to pinch a point. Anderson missing a
100.
a match dart. And that 1 point may yet be very important for James Wade.
Oh, great recovery to get some pressure on in this leg, but still Wade 6 darts from 202, fully capable of holding his throw still.
140.
Great response from Wade. Barneveld put the pressure on, and Wade responded magnificently.
60. James Wade 62.
Just a bit tricky, the 62. Treble 14. Leaves double 10. Not a very good first dart. But a perfect second dart right in the middle of the bed.
10 legs Raymond to throw first.
One slip, one brilliant dart could make all the difference. Well, this is pretty good. How about that?
174.
Brilliant 174 from Barney.
Yeah, he could leave a 147 for a perfect game in Sheffield.
44.
Just to give you a guide of what's possibly needed to get through to the playoffs
59.
since the new format was introduced in 2013. In that year, James Wade finished 4th with 17 points. A year later, Gary Anderson needed 20 points
100.
to finish 4th, and last year, Raymond van Barneveld 19 points to qualify for the semi-finals. So that gives you a guide as to what's
98.
needed. You're looking at 18 probably to 20 to make sure of your place.
It sounds reasonable. I think this year the bunch is a little tighter together, though, and that number might just be a point or 2 lower because they're all beating each other.
Well, we've seen a 174 from Van Barneveld, a 177 from James Wade. Outstanding from Barney to leave 36 after 12 darts. And a treble would put pressure on.
140.
Oh, two for top. So
Great leg.
real pressure on Raymond, but he loves this double 18.
Is that the moment? Is that the moment? The 180 from Wade, 177, and tops. It's 6-4. It has been that close, and all of a sudden Wade is throwing for the match. One missed dart, one dart that hits, and it makes all the difference.
Oh yeah, Raymond started the leg with the 174. You're thinking, well, let's just keep going with throw, but remarkably no. You see, that's what one missed turn at double can do.
100.
Totally flips the match over.
Well, it does as well, and when you consider that, as it stands, Van Barneveld only 7 points on the board.
100.
A Wade win, and Wade will go 4th in the table, but crucially, the Dutchman will now be, if that
59.
happens, 6 points off the playoffs, and with 6 games to go, that's a huge task.
60.
Yeah, and if Raymond should lose, not get a point, then he's also got Robert eyeing him up for that 7th spot. You know, he's going to be playing for something, Robert. He's been playing better of late, so I'm sure Raymond does not want that distinction.
81.
This would mix things up in the race for the top four. James Wade would go level on points with both Gary Anderson and Michael van Gerwen.
James Require 160.
Well, 140 would be perfect.
140.
Thank you very much.
James Require 146.
Needs just a brilliant shot, Raymond. Started it off, needs another treble. You feel he should have stayed on the 20s. Put it right where he put that one.
James Require 20.
Because James, for the match, double 10.
Big win for James Wade. He's very much in the playoff picture for Raymond van Barneveld. It's now looking very, very difficult to reach the semi-finals. James Wade now 5 games unbeaten in the Premier League. His best run in the competition for 7 years. He means business.
Betway sponsors Premier League darts on Sky Sports.